Okay, calling to order our select board meeting for Monday, April 27th. Saban and I are here. Aaron Bogan is unable to attend tonight. Danielle, town clerk report usually comes at the end, but I'm not sure she'll be able to make it to the meeting tonight either. She's busy doing some American Rescue Plan Act facts and finding. That's the ARPA funds that we got, so she's going to be busy. So, I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda as written for tonight.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, both of us. And we have minutes going back to April 13th. We did not meet last Monday. And have you had a chance to go over
I
it?
did.
Okay. You want to make a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second that, and we're all in favor? We'll sign it in the back, okay? Okay. Much easier to just pass for two people, huh? We got right in where they go. We have let's see, we've got payroll to sign for, and the warrant that Emily will post. Let's see, we've got a total of Sockeye Rescue Bill, Employees Health Trust, Tuck Earthworks, Treasurer State of Maine CMP Bill, White Mills for gravel, Order Office Machines, that's our printer, the usual state required, tax collectors, Registry of Deeds, Secretary of State, Emily, Danielle, Norman, mileage, and Norm Blake, for a total of $42,862.85. Separate warrant over here, okay? Secretary of State. I'm just gonna hand you this huge package since it's all together, okay?
Yeah, I went through it online.
You what?
I went through them online.
Okay, I did too. But you said you're gonna throw them.
No.
Okay. So
Not
there's,
yet.
yep, there's that one. That's the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. Hi, Harvey. And this is, we're just gonna initial I'm gonna initial the amounts for the CMP bills that get paid by credit card. One thing I did find out from our municipal energy plan is that we can't purchase the poles that the lights are on because of the contract we signed in for LED lights.
Right.
Yep. Great page. Lastly, we have a payroll for a total of $11,721.70. ACO report. We didn't place any ads in this week. We have had a couple of reports. We had an auditor's report that, it needs to be signed and gone through, and that was for 2022. That's how far we're caught up for our audits. Eco Maine sent us a report. We're still third from the last when it comes to recycling. Would really like to see that improve one way or another. Let's see, who's below us? Tri-Town, Leamington, and Limerick. So we're actually fourth. Not great, not great. Eco Maine, let's see. Meetings, we do have a public hearing tonight at 6:30. That's the one that was postponed from the 14th because of a issue with the paper. We also got our annual bridge review, and some of the things that they talk about are the cosmetics of it. Something Maya can go over with us. We had an interesting visit from the group that manages the land, the Lovett Plantation. The Land Vest is the property managers, and then the investment managers is the group that met with us tonight, and they were on the Lovett Plantation, just looking at things, and then came in to ask us what the community itself likes, doesn't like, how they access it, who uses it, and what we hear about it. I think pretty much when they're doing harvesting, we ask them to let us know what's going on, because that's where I hear the most, is people come in and say, how come they're clear cutting on certain areas. So they took a lot of those notes. They were here last year for the same kind of an update. Anything you want to add on that? You talked to them a little bit too.
No, they're very nice. They're very interested in how the public uses the property in a positive way, how that they can be more involved in that, getting information to us about how open it is, but the areas that they'll be selectively foresting just for the overall forest health, which is what they've been doing. So a lot of people have mentioned to us what they thought was the cutting along sides of the road. There was a invasive growth that
Right,
could lead
the
to some
red pine.
hazards. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what the logging has been happening there about.
Yeah. And they did talk a lot about those who do use the Lovett Plantation, and the only written agreement they have is with the land share riders.
Right.
To use the trails. I think they were interested to know who else might be out there that they might want a written agreement rather than a verbal agreement. So,
Correct.
Yep.
Because it is an easement technically.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, what else do we have here? We went through two different groups. One is the Opportunity Zone. One is called Navigator. The Navigator offers individuals within the town one-on-one assistance in order to learn and figure out how they might upgrade heating costs in their house, or just even weather improvements. We're going to put that on the website, and we'll put maybe a flyer up on the bulletin board, because it was accessed by a QR code, and I'm not sure that everybody has that ability to do that, so we can make that a little more user-friendly. And then you want to mention the Opportunity Zone? Or?
The Opportunity Zone is a federal program that allows tax incentives on your tax returns for certain designated opportunity zones, and we can designate the entire town or suggest. It's ultimately picked by the governor, I believe.
Right.
And that would allow people that are investing in the town to see a return on their taxes. So there's really no negative downside, according to SMPC, unless you're trying to discourage growth or concerned about like potential high traffic. But we're not talking about someone installing Walmart. We're just talking about
or an Amazon.
Right. And it's really out of our hands, other than suggesting to them that we would like to be included.
Exactly, but there was a kind of a lengthy application process.
Yes.
So something to, and they wanted a yes or no by
The 30th.
by Thursday, yeah.
So I did email the gentleman, and hopefully he'll call me back tomorrow to clarify a couple things, and we can get that application submitted.
Okay, and then maybe
I mean, they could designate that without us, but it just helps if we
give them our support.
give them our support.
Right, and I think that, I mean, they had things for property addresses on them, so if we can just designate the town maybe as a.
Yes, so there's 3 different census tracts listed on the application. However, the one category at the very top of those 3 includes our entire town, not just a set area.
Mhm. And then we're still dealing with Shelley Winchenbach over the franchise, the cable franchise agreement, the rental of the poles that we end up getting money from that we normally give to Channel 2. I think we've talked about this already. 15-year contract seems lengthy. She said they could cut it down to 10. And that would be something that comes up at the annual town meeting, is if we want. I don't think we've ever had any difficulty signing it and signing over the money that we get from them to the Channel 2.
Agreed.
Yeah, I do know that one town is using the money to offset their internet costs. And that's something I think that would have to be brought up at a town meeting as well. Yeah.
It is, yeah, because it's on the Warren article that we provide those
Right.
funds.
One town did have a special town meeting to allow that to happen. I know that they were looking for, for an answer. I didn't see a deadline in any of the paperwork though. So, the other thing is our bulky waste pickup is May 22nd, a Friday. White goods pickup is May 8th. Friday as well, 3-item limit for both of those. And this Friday is recycle day, so folks, get your recycling out there as well. Hi. All right. Let's see. Do you have any updates to do?
Not currently.
Okay.
We're preparing for tonight's special
Yes,
meeting.
public hearing.
Okay.
Right. But we do have a couple of members of the public here. Did you want to say anything, Jeff?
Yeah, where's the chairs that you?
Right there. We have a
Over
group
there.
sitting here, yeah.
Okay.
What? Come sit
No,
down.
that's fine. You mentioned recycling being fourth from the bottom. I noticed the same people every recycling week, they don't recycle, so things haven't changed too much. The Amazon effect is killing us, all that cardboard from Amazon. And people, I don't know, maybe we get Amazon to put stickers on it and say Parsonsfield recycles. That's just a joke.
You can select for them to send your stuff in like better groupings, so less packaging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they do that anyways, I think, right?
Yeah, I think they do. I think they're pretty good at it.
Sometimes, but it does give you an option to check out.
Yeah.
And since we're on the recycling thing, I noticed that the town had a bunch of bins out there recycling,
Mm-hmm.
and they do have a big bin with a sticker on it,
Mhm.
but it might be nice to buy another big bin. This way here, you don't have to put the buckets out there, so if it does rain, they won't get wet. So another recycling barrel would be good. You guys recycle quite a bit, so this way here, those barrels just stay dry. You just put it in the,
In a big barrel with a cover on it.
yeah, you
Yeah.
have one, but you probably need 2.
I think we probably need more than, I know, sometimes we have, if you walked into the CEO room and saw the cardboard that they have in there to recycle, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
definitely,
just
we could look at
spray
that.
for another
I kind
bucket.
of like the fact that I do see people with red buckets for recycling, with the recycling sticker. It's just kind of catches your eye that they're recycling.
They
Yeah.
sell red trash cans at Ace Hardware.
But
Yes, exactly.
even though that some people say it can be wet, Echo Maine says it's not supposed to be wet, so.
Interesting. Because, yeah, I've heard that it doesn't have to be wet.
It doesn't have to be
That
dry.
it doesn't have to be dry, right?
Right, yeah, I know the source.
Yeah.
But I called Echo Maine and they said it's supposed to be dry.
Supposed to be dry. Good to know. Good to know.
I think that's about all I've got today.
Yeah. Hi, did you want to add anything?
No questions.
No? Okay. Comments, considerations, concerns?
No,
All
I
right.
was just checking in.
Okay.
Well, speaking of concerns, are they gonna be doing any street sweeping in Garner Ave and Powell Street?
You know, Maya said that he has only really ever stuck with the town hall, street sweeping. And if the
The rest
state
was
does
done
the
by the
big
state.
roads, but I don't know about Garner Ave,
Yeah, they used to,
yeah,
because, way back when Paul Donovan was talking about
yeah,
ground up sand that causes cancer, it's the silica and stuff. And the sand was lifted until July and everybody's cars were getting blasted. And
Yeah.
so then they decided to hire a contract. I think Ed Bauer was head of that thing. So,
well, I do know that, I do know Maya hires somebody to do it,
Okay.
yeah.
yeah, because they,
He didn't, he didn't have the guy last year,
yeah.
yeah,
They probably should, because there's people in that neighborhood who complaining that they put too much sand down in the wintertime. It's a flat road, and it's a, you know, Power Street and Garner
Yeah, I
Ave
do
next
know.
to it. It's a flat road,
Right.
and the sand is just spit a lot of sand in all winter long,
yeah.
and it's a lot.
Well, you know what, I'll just text Maya right now.
I've swept that street on a corner, because I have a piece of property down there,
Mm.
and I've gotten at least, I don't know, 5 wheelbarrowfuls of sand on my half of the,
Do you think there's any flow back off the main road from where they're standing, like, and melting and runoff?
I don't think so, because I think it actually goes the other way. I think Garner's like kind of slopes down towards the
Yeah, but shouldn't it run
25, yeah.
yeah, but it's just because it's the neighborhood, so, it's a small neighborhood, and there's a lot of sand. And I was hearing complaints in the wintertime that there was way too much sand and salt in that neighborhood. And I told them, well, make a call, but I don't want to be the representative all the time. But I guess I'm the voice for the small.
What's tough is we get just as many complaints if there isn't enough, so.
Yeah, well, that's a flat road, there's no hills, it's supposed to go slow anyways in that neighborhood.
Okay, if he gets back to me, I'll let you know.
Maybe you could ask Maya what we do with broken asphalt from the roads too.
I do know that Jeff went down to Garner and picked up and cleaned up a lot of asphalt that was on the side of the road in the corner,
When did he do that?
oh, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I did it about in the fall. I've got a couple of, I don't know how many buckets of
Yeah,
broken asphalt.
yeah, I know.
Because they patched it, but they left the broken asphalt on the
Yeah,
corner.
yeah, I know what, Jeff went down and cleaned it up.
Yeah, it's because a couple of neighbors probably come.
Yeah.
Or commented, maybe that's a better word.
That's a better word, I like it. Yeah. All good?
All good.
All right, folks, that's the end of our Select Board business meeting, and our public hearing will start at 6:30. Thank you.
About 10?
Hmm?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. All in favor? We're done.
How come the TV's not working?